Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, hey boo. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you for tuning back in. I love you down. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Today, y'all, I want us to talk some spiritual talk with y'all. I want to talk about God today with y'all. And I know it's like a touchy subject when it comes to religion, but this is a open space. This is a free space, a non-judgmental space when we talk about God. So I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what you believe in, who you believe in. But at the end of the day, we all believe in a higher power. And if you don't believe in a higher power, then I just want you to continue watching this video. And I think it's very important for you to believe in a higher power, okay? And one of the reasons is, let me just go ahead and jump right into it then. One of the reasons I think it's so important for you to believe in a higher power, something outside of yourself, is because I need for y'all to understand that your body alone, just like you alone, not to say you're not powerful, not to say you're not strong, but your body alone, you cannot handle the troubles of the world. That's when people start to crash out. You have to believe in something bigger than yourself, outside of yourself. So when things go wrong and trouble is happening in your life and all this discourse is happening in your life, you need to be able to give that to somebody else. Your mind, your body cannot take on the troubles of the world. You are just one person. So, and honestly, that feels good to have somebody there to just give it all to. Let me just give it all to God. Just give it all to God. Now, I don't know who your God is, and I don't really care who your God is, but please believe in something bigger than yourself. Now, I don't care if you say God, the universe, Allah, whoever your higher power is. And I'm just going to start off by saying, y'all, I am not religious. I am spiritual, okay? But and I don't want y'all to be judgmental to me, because I'm not being judgmental to y'all. And we're going to talk about that some more later in the video. Your mind, your body, you as a human, you're just the avatar. You cannot just handle life alone. And I'm not telling y'all what to do, but I highly suggest you believe in something bigger than yourself, all right? And if you just like having a rough time with your spiritual journey and you just don't know where to go, where to start, and you don't even know where to begin, continue watching this video, and I sincerely pray that your relationship with your God and your higher power strengthens, and you gain some clarity on that, on what you believe in, and you feel strongly about it, and you really are grounded in what you believe in. And I pray that you have a strong connection with whomever, whatever, and whatever entity your God is, all right? I love you. So it's 3 things I actually want us to talk about, okay? And y'all, I'm just gonna start off by saying I have had me a rough couple of weeks. And then today I tried to go to church and my freaking car wouldn't start. I don't know what that was about, but hey, whatever God is trying to teach me, I accept it fully. And I pray that I receive the lesson well, and I'm really able to grow from it, all right? Because the last 4 weeks, and this is going on a 5th week, and now something is wrong with my car. Child, I just don't know. But I'm going to give it to God. I'm going to give it all to God, and I'm not going to worry about it. See what I was talking about? When you believe in something higher than yourself, you're not so flustered when things happen, or you don't just shut down when things happen, because you know certain things can just be beyond you. So I'm not going to carry the burden of all of my troubles. I'm not going to carry the weight of all the things that I have going on. I'm just going to say, God, I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to try my hardest, and then I'm just going to give it all to you. And that's the end of that story. So, and that prevents me from actually crashing out, because I'm like, okay, those ain't even my problems. I'm just going to give it to you. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today was a lesson that I have learned actually more recently, is to just include God into my plans. I feel like I was having so much discourse in my life. It's because I tried to go on this journey of doing all the things I want to accomplish, but I was not trying to include God into my plans. And I think God really tried to slow me down, is really trying to slow me down right now, and just telling me like, hey, I want to come along with you. Why? Because I need to be a part of your plans when you go there. You're going to need me in the rooms that you're about to walk in. So I need you to strengthen this relationship first, and then we can move forward. And God had taught me this before, but then I think I had got a little bit too ahead of myself, because I had stopped reading my Bible as much. I stopped talking to God as much, and I just started to idolize things that I shouldn't. All right. And one of those things I feel like I started to idolize, full transparency, was success. I started to idolize success. like, oh, I gotta go get this, I gotta go get this, and this gonna make me feel this way. No, the thing that makes me feel the greatest and gives me the most peace is my relationship with God. So what am I idolizing? What am I chasing success for? That's gonna come with it, okay? When you pray, it helps you remove the anxiety and all of the stress from your mind so you can have a clearer head when you're reaching for your goals. So you're not as stressed out. So that's the importance of praying and talking to God. The reason I feel like I have had this up and down within the last 4 weeks is just like God was like, I really want to be a part of your plans. Like, don't leave me behind. Why are you trying to do this by yourself? And to be honest, I honestly don't even know why I was trying to do it by myself, because it really is difficult, and you will burn out, you will crash out. God was really just like, yeah, I need you to take me along with you. You can't travel this road alone. You need me to come with you. And I wholeheartedly believe that, because honestly, I have surrendered so many times. I've had to surrender again to God and just let God know, like, hey, I don't want to do this without you. I don't care where you take me, where I'm going, or what I'm doing. I just want you a part of the plan. I don't care where I'm going. I don't care what room I'm entering. I don't care who I'm around. I don't care who you bring into my life. I just want you a part of it. That's all I want. I just want you to be a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, then I don't want it. If you are not a part of it, then I do not want it, okay? Every time life just gets like really, really rough, I'm like, I don't know what you want from me, God, but I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I surrender. Whatever you want me to do, I want to do it. Why? Because it's peace that comes with it. I only want to be in situations that ease my spirit. I don't want to feed my flesh. I want to feed my spirit. So I only want to be in situations that ease my spirit. It's like, if you are not in it, God, then I don't want to be in it. I don't care what relationship it is. I don't care what job it is. I don't care what friendship it is. I don't care what situation it is. I don't care what room it is. God, if you are not in it, then I don't want to be in it, period. If I have to go outside of God to get the things that I want out of life, then I have to stay outside of God to maintain the things I want out of life. So that's why when I'm entering any new situation, any new friendship, any new relationship, any new job opportunity, any new work opportunity, I only want God in it when I'm entering it, and I want God in it while I'm trying to maintain it. That's what's going to help me maintain it, me being connected and close with God. That's what's going to ease my mind and keep me grounded and keep me having a clear head so that it can flourish into what it's supposed to be. And you see so many people who get to the top and they crash out. Why? Because to get what they have, they had to go outside of God. And then they had to stay outside of God to maintain what they have. So that's why I say, whatever situation you are going into, whatever friendship you are going into, baby, put God in the mix. Keep God in the mix. When you start, in between, when you finish, every step of the way. If God ain't in it, then I don't want it. Okay? And that brings me to my second point. I know a lot of us are fearful about going to God simply because we feel like we will run away from God just because we're drinking or we're smoking or we know we live in a sinful life or doing things that we're not supposed to do. Baby, God is a non-judgmental God. You can go to God when you're drunk. You can go to God when you're high. You can go to God as a thief. It does not matter. You can go to God when you're all of those things. But guess what? The more you strengthen your relationship with God, those things are just going to naturally fall off. You might be smoking and talking to God. You might be drinking and talking to God. You might be doing some sinful things and talking to God at the same time. But guess what? The closer that your relationship gets with God, you're going to be like, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to go to God drunk. I don't want to go to God high. It's going to naturally fall off. But come to God as you are right now in a second. And I know in the past I have ran away from God because I know I wasn't doing the right things in life. So I was thinking in my head, I need to get my stuff together before I even pick up a Bible. I got all this stuff going on. I don't want to pick up no Bible like this. Or even in my head, I was thinking I have to stop doing what I'm doing to go to God. I got to stop drinking. I got to stop smoking. This stuff is just too fun. I just don't want to let go of it. It's like, what do I choose? The fun life, or do I choose God? But it's like, I don't have to choose. You really don't have to choose. Go to God drunk. Go to God high. But guess what? The more you strengthen your relationship with God, you just not going to want to do it no more. You just I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to go to God drunk. I don't want to go to God high. It's going to repulse you. I know some people may be looking crazy at what I'm saying. Why would I go to God drunk? Why would I go to God high? Let me tell you this. God is a non-judgmental God. Come as you are. As messed up as you may be, broken as you may be, as brokenhearted as you may be, as much of a drunk or weed addict you may be, it does not matter. Just come to God. Just try. Yes. Come to God strung out and all of that. As you strengthen your relationship with God, you're not going to want to do it no more. God is going to take that spirit away from you. God is going to take that feeling away from you. You may have this addiction. You may have this addiction to alcohol, to porn, weed, whatever. You may have an addiction and you feel like, I can go to God like this. Or I don't want to give this up to go to God, because you feel like you have to give that up to go to God. Don't give it up. Keep doing it and go to God. Go to God while you're in the middle of it. And as you strengthen your relationship, you're not going to want to do it no more. You're just going to be repulsed by it. God is going to take that taste out of your mouth. That the want for alcohol, God is going to remove it. The want for weed, God is going to remove it. The want for lust, God is going to remove it. And I'm not even saying I'm perfect, because I'm in the mix with y'all. I'm trying to get rid of these things. I'm trying to ease these things from my body. And God has been working on me. God has been taking the taste out of my mouth. And I am truly grateful for that. So that's how I know that it works, because God has been removing the taste from my mouth. One thing about it, God knows your heart. So if you are doing those things and you really pray it away, baby, God will take the taste out of your mouth. But you got to be willing to work with God, okay? You have to be willing to work with God. I'm going to tell y'all this. When I first got out the military in 2020, y'all, when I say I used to smoke all the time, baby, when I say every day, before I go to the gym, before I go to the grocery store, before I do anything, I'm like, oh, let me smoke right quick. Let me smoke right quick. And then I used to go to events high. And I did not think about it. I look back on it, it's like, girl, why was you showing up to functions high? Going to networking events high? Like, what? That's so, like, I'm so disgusted with my behavior now. Because, like, girl, why was you doing that? Don't do that no more. I really, really, really didn't realize, like, oh, I'm smoking every chance that I get. Every activity that I do, I feel like I gotta smoke. And I had to go on a hiatus. I went on like this. I went on multiple breaks, but I think at the time I probably went on a 1 month break. Then I did a 3 month. Then I did 5 months, and then 7 months. And I just periodically, whenever I feel like I need a break, I take a break. And I don't even smoke, y'all. I be smoking like CBD, to be honest. With like 0.01% of THC, like this kind you get from the vape shop. But when I first got the military, I was smoking like weed. But I was like, I don't want, and then I really just had to pray to God, and I had to pray it away. I realized that I didn't really want to be high. I just wanted to remove the anxiety. Nobody wants to be high for real. You just want to be happy, and you don't want to feel anxious. That's all it is. You got to go to God and say, God, please just remove this anxiety from my body. I don't want to feel like this. You have to pray it away. When I was smoking weed heavily, I just really had to pray it away. I just had to say, God, just please just take it away. Just take it away. Like, I don't want to do this no more. I remember like this exact day, it was like such a shift in like my journey. I will always remember it. I was like, I wanted to smoke. I really wanted to smoke, and I was about to go get high. But then I just stopped, and I was just like, God, I don't want to smoke. I just want you to remove the anxiety. I just don't want to feel anxious. And I went in the closet, and I prayed. And I just sat there and I prayed, and I just kept praying, like, God, please remove this spirit from me. Please remove this anxiety. I kept praying and said, God, can you please remove this anxiety? Please remove this anxiety. And guess what God did? Remove that anxiety. Okay? Really. And that was just like such a turning point, because I was smoking heavily. And I'm like, why am I smoking this much? I don't want to be high. Nobody wants to be high. You just want to feel peaceful. You just want to feel calm. You want to be able to not feel anxious. You want to feel happy. And at this stage in my life, at this age, I just want to be high off life. I was literally just telling my mama that. I just want to be high off life. That's why this past weekend, I went to like this hill dancing class, because I want to do things that feed my spirit. I want to do things that feed my soul. Like, I don't want to just be drinking and getting high. Like, that's not really fun to me anymore. I want to do real fun things. I want to have a real fun. I want to be just real high off life. I want to be so high off life, people look at me and be like, girl, what you want? Life. That's what I'm on. I'm on life, baby. You should try it. Seriously. So yes, I really just want to encourage y'all to go to God as you are, as broken as you are, as heartbroken as you are. And if you feel like you need a glass of wine when you go to God, take your glass of wine and pray it away. Don't just be grabbing a wine or grabbing a weed and going to talk to God. But if you really feel like, I feel like I have to choose between the two, don't choose. If you feel like I have to choose between God and this substance, whether it's a drug or alcohol, do not choose. Do it and go to God, and God will take the taste right out of your mouth. Okay? Come to God as broken as you are. And I know I probably get a little hate in the comments, but guess what? At the end of the day, I'm not God and you're not God. And one thing I do know about God is that God is non-judgmental. Don't you think that God would rather for you to come drunken or high than not come at all? You think God would really want you to just keep running? Imagine you in high school and you've been drinking and you're afraid to go home because you drunk. So your parents, your mama keep calling your phone like, where you at? Where you at? Leaving voicemail, sending you text message, but you keep ignoring the call because you don't want to let her know that you drunk. Don't you think when you show up to that door, she's going to be more happy that you are alive than be thinking about you drinking? She's worried sick because you haven't answered the phone. So a lot of stuff going through her mind. Like, oh my God, where my baby at? What my baby doing? Like, she just want to make sure you okay. She just want to make sure you alive. She would rather you show up to her drunk than not show up at all. And that's how God is. Show up to God as broken as you are. As drunk as you are, as high as you are, than to not show up at all. And guess what? You're going to be out with your friends one day, you're going to be like, I don't want to drink. That's disrespectful to my mama. I'm not going to show up at her house drunk. I don't want to do that. That's disrespectful to my parents because I care more about my relationship with my mother than getting drunk, than getting high. That's disrespectful to her. So you are not going to do it anymore. And the same thing with God. Eventually, you're going to be like, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to drink when I'm talking to God. I don't want to go to God drunk. I don't want to go to God high. I don't want to go to God strung out. But if you feel like you have to choose, then choose both. God would rather for you to show up broken than to not show up at all. As long as you show up, okay? I love y'all, but God loves y'all way more, okay? Like I said, God is non-judgmental. So if you are a devout Christian or you are Muslim or whatever your religion is, you are Jewish or whatever, I pray that you have a non-judgmental heart as well. We should not be condemning people for what they believe in, who they believe in. You should just be happy that they believe in a higher power. And I'm just happy that you all believe in a higher power. I'm happy that you believe in something bigger than yourself because that lets me know that you are grounded and you have somebody to rely on. So if I am your friend or family member and maybe you call me and I don't answer the phone, I know that God will always be there for you. I know that you always have a reliable source. So when people tell me they have a God, I don't care who the God is, that makes me happy because that lets me know that you have somebody covering you, protecting you, watching over you. All right? So that is the end of this video. I really pray that something in this video stood out to you and helped you along your spiritual journey. Again, I am not God. I just wanted to give you some insight on my journey and just some things that I feel like some people may need clarity on or to just help you along your spiritual journey. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and just let me know something that stood out to you, something that was helpful, or any questions that you may have for me. And of course, do not forget to subscribe. I love y'all down. God loves you way, way more.